Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Nat. Thank you all so much for joining me. Today's video was actually chosen by a random generator, because I have a bunch of ideas lined up and I couldn't choose on my own. So random generator chose kbeauty, which I'm actually super happy to do this video, because a bunch of the products that I ordered for this video have been sitting in a box since summer. Some products I've had in my collection for a while now, and some are new to me, so I'd love to test them out with you guys. I've already done my skin prep just so it had some time to sink into my skin, but let me share with you what I normally use in my routine. Most of these products were either purchased from yesstyle.com or amazon.ca. I can't remember if I've mentioned this before or not, but my parents own 3 martial arts schools, soon to be 4, the main disciplines being Taekwondo and Hapkido. So one of their instructors went home to Korea and came back with a bunch of skincare. This is the Jeju Sparkling Water Deep Pore Cleansing Foam. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. As you can see, I'm almost done. This one is like a gentle exfoliator. I'm pretty sure these products are orderable online. What I love about this cleanser the most is that it's gentle yet effective at the same time. Like, I really do feel that it's cleaning my skin. Then we have the AHA BHA Clarifying Treatment Toner by COSRX. And for exfoliating toners, I usually use the Naturium one, but I've also been really enjoying this one. As you guys can see, I'm almost done. Okay, this product is probably not a surprise to you guys, because everybody's been talking about it, but this is the Dalba First Spray Serum, and it's lovely. It does have a scent, so if that bothers you, then maybe it's not for you. But I find the scent on the mild side, so I don't mind it at all. I've never tried this as a setting spray. I know some people have, but in my current routine, after toning, this is like the first thing that hits my skin. Also from Dalba is the Double Serum All-in-One MultiBalm. It's just like a twist-up stick. And I like this product for under my eyes. And as the weather is changing and we're heading into winter, I usually get dry patches. So this is what I stick on my dry patches before I go in with sunscreen. Then I go in with the TIRTIR Milk Skin Toner. I really love this product. And normally in the summer months or spring and fall-ish too, this is all I use. Like, I don't use a moisturizer on top of this under my sunscreen. And like I was saying, as we're approaching winter time, this is what I add to my routine. I didn't use this today though, because here in Vancouver, it's not super cold yet. But this is the TIRTIR Ceramic Milk Ampoule, and I love this for winter time. Okay, so these days, I don't actually use a moisturizer in the daytime, but one of the ones that I have currently on rotation is the INNISFREE Dewy Glow Jelly Cream with Jeju Cherry Blossom. And this one I love because I'm oily normally, and it's like a gel cream. So it's super lightweight and it absorbs into the skin pretty quickly. And then my night cream is actually this Dynasty cream from Beauty of Joseon. And to be honest, currently I haven't been using this every night, because I think in the summertime I decided to try putting beef tallow on my face at nighttime. So I alternate between the two options. Okay, then for sunscreen, I actually pretty much only wear Korean or Asian sunscreen, because actually before I discovered Korean sunscreen, my skin gets super irritated with most sunscreens. Whether it's chemical or mineral, it's like my face just doesn't like it. It gets super itchy and red, so I'm super grateful that I've discovered these ones. This one is the Beauty of Joseon, and this is the Haru Haru Wonder. Of the two, I prefer this one. The Beauty of Joseon is still really good. They both work super well under my makeup, but I find the Haru Haru Wonder to be just slightly less greasy than this one. Although this one, I wouldn't even call it greasy. But with oily skin like mine, even the tiniest difference is noticeable. Feeling-wise. Looks-wise, you can't tell a difference. I'm just talking about how it feels on my skin. Okay, so I have a feeling that this is going to be a super long video. We're going to try and make it as short as we can, and hopefully my husband can do chapters again so you can skip around or watch me in fast forward mode. For lip prep, I have on the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, and this one happens to be in the cotton candy scent or flavor. I'll just show you guys. It's super cute. It's got that little swirl pattern, and the cotton candy scent isn't like too sweet or way too overpowering. It's just a hint of cotton candy. So as you can see, I already have my eyebrows done, and I actually picked up a new brow product to try. This is the Drawing Eyebrow from Etude. in the shade 04 Dark Gray. let me just show you guys what it looks like. It's a twist up, and it's kind of one of those triangular ones. This is what the shade looks like. And then the other end has a spoolie. So as most of you know, I'm not normally a brow pen type person, but I tried it out, and I guess I'm not the best person to comment on this product because, like I just said, I don't usually use brow pencils, but my comments on it are that I felt like it took a bit to kind of get going. This shade is a little bit too light for my liking, but that's not a product issue, that's my shade choice issue. So what I ended up doing is going over it with my regular brow powder because that's my preference. I like the way the brow powder looks in my eyebrows versus a waxy pencil or even one of those ink pens. Again, that's just a personal preference. The first item I'm going to test out with you guys is a primer. This one was actually recommended to me by my longtime friend and work partner, Johnny. This is the brand T-Fit, I think, or TFIT, and it is the Delicate Silk Veil Art Primer. Skin Pore Cover Smooth Corrector. Let's try it out. This is what it looks like. It's pretty cute, right? So I think he said that there is like a mattifying one, which is this one, and there's also like a dewy one or a radiant one. This is what it looks like. It has a scent. You guys know I suck at scents. It smells kind of Asian-y. It's very substantial feeling, but very smoothing. For primers, it feels a little bit more on the thicker or heavier side, but not in a bad way. For foundation, these are actually a repurchase. I love them both. It's the TIRTIR Cushion Foundation. This is in the original red compact, and this one came out shortly after, and it's supposed to be on the matte side. But honestly, I don't always notice the difference between the two, and sometimes I combine them both. This one I have in the shade 25N Mocha, which is my shade normally. And this one, I picked it up in 27N, which is more of my summer shade. But to test out with you guys today, I have the TIRTIR Mask Fit Red Foundation Luminous Glide and Hide 72-Hour Total Coverage in the shade 25N Mocha. And I also got the Mask Fit AI Filter Cushion, also in 25N Mocha. I couldn't decide which one to use, so maybe we'll do one on one side of the face and this one on the other. Okay, but let's read the description on this one first. The Skin Adhering Cover Foundation offers long-lasting, breathable coverage with skincare ingredients for a flawless, weightless finish. This is what it looks like. I've just pumped some onto the back of my hand, and I'm going to pick it up with an F01 from Singe Beauty. Alright, so here we go. Since ordering this foundation, I've heard from many people that say it, even though it's supposed to be a neutral, it's on the yellow side, and I kind of agree. That's kind of yellow. More yellow than the Cushion Foundation, in my opinion. Let's see how this blends out. Be careful around my eyebrows. I hate getting foundation up in my hair because it makes it look like I have grays growing in. I mean, I do, but not yet. Okay, so this is the liquid side. It is kind of yellow, but I guess on me it's not that bad. On the other side, let's try the AI filter. This one looks kind of yellow too, which is interesting because, like I said, in the other two Cushion foundations, 25N isn't yellow at all. Let's test this out. I normally don't like applicators that come with makeup products, but the TIRTIR one, I don't mind. I feel like this one's even more yellow. But normally what I like to do is get some of the product on the face with this sponge applicator, and then I go in with my brush afterwards. I'm just using the F01 from Singe Beauty again. Have any of you guys tried these products? And what are your thoughts if you have? Yeah, that's pretty yellow, don't you guys think? Maybe some powder will help it out. Okay, but what do we think about the finish? I think the finish is kind of nice on both sides. This side is obviously a little bit more dewy. Let's try and not get thrown off by this shade. Next is eye primer. I picked up the Serum eye primer by the same. Let's give it a try. Let's do one eye at a time and blend it out with an F02 from Singe Beauty. I guess this is more like your traditional eye primer that doesn't really have pigment to it. You guys know me, I'm used to my MAC Paint Pot in soft ochre. Now I'm wondering if I should have put a little bit more coverage on my lids before I put the eye primer on. Let's just keep going. So now the other eye. I do like this consistency, like it goes on kind of wet, but after you blend it out, it seemed to have dried down. I know everyone has different opinions on whether you powder your primer or not. I like to powder my eye primer, so I'm just going to go in with the INNISFREE No Sebum Mineral Powder. And this one is not new. I've had it for a while, but I can't remember my thoughts on it. So let's test it out again. Like this powder, it is a nice powder. It's very finely milled and super soft. But for someone like me who has oily skin, even though it says it's no sebum, I think that's what it was, is that my oil still came through. But finish-wise, this powder is very light and almost undetectable. So I think it'd be good for someone with normal or dry skin. For eyeshadow, I have a few of the kbeauty Bento eyeshadow trios. And these are also not new. I've had them for a while. I do like them, but you guys know my taste in eyeshadow. They're a little bit on the light side for me, but they're still great quality. This is the Velvet Dream trio. This one's Spiked Ginger, Glowing Guava, and Chocolate Dahlia. I think this one might be my favorite or most used, but usually when I'm doing an eyeshadow look with these guys, I kind of pick a few shades from each one. Because I feel like there's not that much coverage on my eyelids, I'm actually going to go in with the first shade of the Velvet Dream trio with a Rephr 33. I'm just going to stick this all over. Yeah, I like it. That's a bit better, right? Now for a transition shade, I'm going to go in with the middle shade of the Chocolate Dahlia. And I'm just going to use the same Rephr 33. So in terms of kbeauty, I love their skincare and usually their base products. But when it comes to color cosmetics, more specifically eyeshadow, I guess I don't really have the same makeup taste as most Asians, where everything is like soft and natural and almost barely there. But sometimes it is nice to, you know, switch up my looks. I've actually been to Korea, way back when in like, I think it was 2002, 2003. I went to Seoul and to a smaller town called Daegu. Oh my goodness, the food was amazing there. See? Pretty nice wash of color, right? Okay, so the darkest shade in the Chocolate Dahlia trio, I'm going to save to deepen up the outer corners. But for mid-tone options, we have the darkest shade of the Velvet Dream trio and the darkest shade from Glowing Guava. I think I'm feeling this one more because this one's kind of on the pinky rose side, which you guys know me, I do love pinks on my eyes, but I feel like, let's try this one. I'm just going in with a Refer 01. Have any of you guys gone to Korea? Or are from Korea? These are actually pretty pigmented, hey? I'm just going back to my Refer 33 with no added product so we can blend out the edges. Okay, so now let's deepen things up with the darkest shade of the Chocolate Dahlia trio. And I'm just going to go in with my Shoto 00. I haven't used these bento trios in quite a while, actually. It's a little bit of a nice refresher as to how they perform. Like, I do like how soft they are for when I'm in a soft eyeshadow kind of mood. But my normal preference is I wish that there was a shade that was even just a bit deeper for my outer corners. And I don't mean to generalize at all, but Asian eyeshadow is usually on the lighter side, the softer side. You know, sometimes I wonder what I would actually be like if I was born and raised in like my home country. It's odd. I can't even say my home country because I've actually never been to China. I've been to Hong Kong a couple of times, but never to actual China. That's still on my list. One day I'd love to go to Shanghai because that's where my grandparents came from. Because yeah, see, the one thing that for my preference, I feel like everything's kind of just blending together. And I normally like a little bit of contrast. But again, that's just my preference. That has nothing to do with the quality of the product. Because at the same time, you want your eyeshadows to be able to blend together. Or to be able to blend out your eyeshadow. Back to the Refer 33 again. Okay, so for shimmer, I actually haven't used the shimmers of these trios for quite a while, so I don't remember what they look like. So let's swatch them. This one is the shimmer shade from the Spiked Ginger. Okay, and then we have the shimmer shade from the Glowing Guava. And then the one from Chocolate Dahlia. Okay, so I think I'm going to do these two. So this one was from the Glowing Guava, and this one was from the Chocolate Dahlia. I think those two would go nice together. But first, I think we need to fix this situation. So I've just pumped out a little bit more of the liquid one. Just so I don't normally put foundation down here, but I feel like today we need to, just so it's not such a huge difference. So a little bit better. Just a little bit better, right? Okay, back to the shimmers. So first we're gonna go in with the Glowing Guava. And now the Chocolate Dahlia. And now I'm just going back in with the matte brown shade from the Chocolate Dahlia trio, just to blend in where the shimmer starts. Now for a concealer, I got the Glide and Hide Blurring Concealer, Zero Filter 2-in-1 Total Coverage by TIRTIR. And I think I ended up with 2 shades because I ordered one in 4.5N. And I can't remember if I saw it on someone else and thought it might be too dark. So then I ended up picking up the 4N because it was on like some super sale. I think they were only like $14 Canadian. Let's open up the 4.5N. Or I think maybe the 4.5N was closer to like my actual skin tone. So I thought it would be better as like spot concealer. So these concealers have, they're dual-ended. One is with the doe foot, and then the other side has the bullet. And I think this shade is closest to my skin tone, so I felt like it wouldn't brighten up my under eyes. Okay, so here's the 4N. See, that one's just slightly brighter. And then this is the bullet side, which is like thicker, creamier. I think the intention for this product is one's for your under eyes, one's meant for spot concealing, but I feel like everyone has a different opinion on which one they like to use for which purpose. But for my under eyes today and everywhere else, I'm going to use the liquid side. And actually, let's try the bullet side of the 4.5N for this little dark spot here. And I feel like if I add some of this, it'll kind of tone down the yellow in the rest of the foundation. So I'm just kind of dotting it everywhere. And I will blend it out. Alright, so FO2 from Singe Beauty. I feel like it's blending out nicely. I've just added a tiny bit more to this area of my face. Give it a little bit of a lifty lift. Okay, so now that we've applied the concealer, I'm feeling a little bit better about the shade of the foundation. So same thing, I added a little bit more on this outer corner. But the consistency of this concealer, I quite like so far. Okay, let's try the bullet side of the 4N shade. The consistency of the bullet side is quite nice too, actually. It's not as thick as I thought it would be. Like, it blends out nicely. Okay. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about this look. Okay, so for contour / bronzer, I actually had a little bit of a difficult time trying to find a product. Because again, I don't mean to generalize, but in general, Asians don't really like darkness on the face, or what is perceived as darkness on the face. And I could not find a cream version. The only thing that I could find is this tiny little powder version of a contour, which I actually even think this shade might be too light for me. And normally in my routine, I do my bronzer / contour first before I do blush. But it's okay to switch things up once in a while, right? Because for cream blush, I actually picked up, finally, a Fui product. This is the Blurring Pudding Pot in the shade STH. I don't know what that means. But let's open it up and see what it looks like. Oh my goodness, look, it's so cute. I know I'm kind of late to the game, testing out these Fui pots. This is what it looks like. Okay, let's swatch this. Oh, it really does feel like pudding. Oh wow, that's way more pigmented than what I saw online. But that does blend out pretty nicely, right? And the other option we have for cream blush is actually an old favorite of mine. This is the Jelly Dough Blusher from Holika, and in the shade Nuts Jelly. So this also comes with its own applicator that I don't ever use. But this is what it looks like, and I'll swatch it for you guys. So of course, this is on the more nude side. So you guys know I love my nude blushes and lips. But maybe for today we can do a combo of both. And since I have this one out already, let's start off with this one. I'm just going to go in with a BK Beauty 109. Same thing, I haven't used this guy in so long, but I'm happy to be pulling them out again for this video, and maybe to remind myself to put them back in rotation, because yeah, this was almost like a daily for me at one point. See? That's so pretty, right? Alright, so for the Fui, there's a tiny bit in the cap that I'm just going to pick up and see. So maybe we'll just put it further back. Oh, that is kind of blurring, hey? I don't know what the best way to pick up this product is. For now, we can go straight in, but I think eventually I might have to dig it out. Okay, so this is obviously way more product than I just slapped on here. So let's do a little bit of a pre-blend on the back of my hand. Look at how blurring that is. Wow. Okay. And let's add it to this side. This shade is way pinker than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, just going by the swatches online, I thought it was going to be a little bit more on the nude side, but I feel like it blends out okay. Like it blends out nicely. Just like for how pigmented it looks. All right, a little bit more. This formula is incredible. I think I need to check out some other shades. All right, so now that all of the cream or liquid products are done, we can set my face. I'm gonna go back in with the INNISFREE No Sebum something something powder and just a triangle puff from Amazon. I'm gonna start with the under eyes. See, like this powder has like a nice finish to it. It's so finely milled. So I think that's maybe what the issue is for my skin. Like there's just not enough oomph to it to keep my oils at bay. And it feels like I have to use so much of this product. I know, I'm kind of just going to town, slapping it on everywhere because I'm trying to get this done quickly. Or maybe this powder would be better used as like a finishing powder or a touch-up powder kind of thing. Okay, so as usual, I push my powder further in with Nikki's N14 and then BK Beauty 102. Okay, now let's try this contour powder. This is the brand Misha. And is there a shade on here? Oh, Salted Hot Choco. Salted Hot Choco. And I'm just going to go in with an F03 from Singe Beauty. Okay, so starting at the forehead. Okay, let's actually try a different brush. This is the Pro Bronzer 88 from the Sephora collection. I got this brush like super long time ago, but it's super dense, so I never really found a use for it in my makeup routine. But with this light bronzer, maybe a denser brush is what we need. So let's give this a try. Something is kind of somethinging, right? Okay. Just switching back to the F03. Sorry, back to the Sephora brush quickly for right here. My hairline on this side, my goodness, they're so close to my eyebrows, it's annoying. Like way back, I actually used to have super short hair. Like all the sides and the back were shaved. And I used to cut my hair myself. And one night at the salon, I was super tired. I think it was like 3 in the morning. And I decided to give myself a trim. And I wasn't paying attention. And because my hairline is so close to this eyebrow, I ended up shaving off my tail. Thank goodness for makeup though, hey? Because no one knew but me. And my work partner, Johnny. Is that patchy? Okay, let's try and buff that out. With an F03. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on here. But let's carry on. I can't tell, is it looking gray down here? I'm not sure. You know what, it could even just be mixed with the tones from the blush. Same thing, switching brushes again, just to try and get this more precisely into my hairline. This side turned out better, right? My apologies, this is taking a little bit longer than normal to build up. But at least it's showing up more than I thought it would. After I unboxed it and I saw the shade, I was like, oh no. I also picked up this nose contour brush from Zoreya. It's an angled nose contour brush with a random handle. This brush is pretty cute though. But let's test it out and see how it compares to my Patrick Ta nose contour brush. I feel like it might be a little wide. But maybe it's wide like this so that you can deposit and blend at the same time. Alright, so I'm actually going to switch to my Patrick Ta nose contour brush. This contour deposited way better on my nose, don't you guys think? Alright, now let's finish up this eye look. I'm going to go back in with the matte brown from Chocolate Dahlia and an E25 from ColourPop. So yeah, I actually had like a culture shock kind of when I went to Korea. And it's my fault. I should have done research before I went. Because actually, for my whole life, I've been mistaken for Japanese or Korean. So of course, when I went to Korea, even though actually I traveled with like a Canadian flag on my backpack or something like that, everybody there assumed that I was Korean, which meant that they expected me to behave like a Korean woman. And I don't know if things have changed because, like I said, this is like way over 20 years ago when I went. But yeah, like I said, culture shock. It felt like to me that like women are second-class citizens. We went into a restaurant and I could not figure out why all the women were standing. Like they stood behind their male, probably husband or boyfriend. I don't know if it goes beyond that, but they stood behind their male while they ate. Yeah, it kind of, like I said, it was a culture shock for me because I'm born and raised in Canada. Like my mom grew up here. My grandparents spoke English. They're both passed now. So yeah, just that whole thing it honestly weirded me out. Like women of any age, even pregnant women, you're supposed to get up and give your seat to a male if a male gets on the subway and requires your seat. And I discovered that I was sitting and a male walked in, like middle-aged, kind of like businessman type, and he kept clearing his throat in front of me, like just over and over and over again, and I didn't understand why. Basically, he was signaling for me to get up and give him my seat. So like I said, I don't know if it's changed now, but yeah, that was like super shocking for me. Like I know I've been told since little, by my dad, who's actually super old school traditional Chinese, probably why my parents aren't together for a long time now. But he always told me that I'm the wrong kind of daughter. I'm the wrong kind of female because I have an opinion, because I talk back according to him, but it's okay. I'd rather be me than be proper according to my dad. I'm just taking the Rephr 33 now with nothing, no added product, just to soften out the edge. Okay, so it's eyeliner time, and I actually got a new one to try. It's by Clio. It's sharp, so simple, waterproof pencil liner in 01 black. This is what it looks like. It's kind of cute little design. Okay, yep, it's twist up. And you guys know I normally do my eyeliner off camera just to save time. But I already warned you guys this one was going to be a long one, or on the long side. It's kind of, oh, there we go. That feels smoother. Maybe I just needed to break off that waxy tip, or break into, I mean. So I'm just tightlining first. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's see how this works. I feel like it's not super pigmented, or pigmented to how I like it. Let's just blend this out with an E12 from Singe Beauty. I think I waited too long. I think it dried down already. Okay, let's keep going. It's kind of on the dry side. As in, like, not the easiest to use. But like I was saying before, Asian style isn't really like heavy makeup, heavy eyeliner, the way that I like it. Okay, so I just did my waterline and finished up this eyeliner off camera to save time. This isn't like the worst eyeliner I've ever tried, but I do find it not so easy to work with. The small point of the tip of this eyeliner, the one pro is that it gets right into your waterline, but it doesn't glide super nicely. So I don't know. I wonder if it's because it's been sitting since the summer. Like it could be my fault, not the product's fault. I'm not sure. But it's been sitting like sealed in a box, so it hasn't been that long. Alright, so now for mascara, I actually have 3 options because I'm extra. We have the Hamish Stylism Smudge Stop Mascara in Volume Black. Then we have the Judy Doll Curling Iron Mascara in 01 Black, of course. This one I picked up mainly because I'm curious to test out the metal wand I think that it comes with. And then we have the Clio Kill Lash Superproof Mascara Extreme Volume in 04. In 04. It just says 04. But it should be another black. A Kill Lash Mascara free of caking, clumping, and smudging. Extreme Volume Solution that leaves a voluminous and dramatic look for short and thinning lashes. Okay, let's test out the Judy Doll first. Weird. I thought this was the top, but it's not. So you actually should open it this way. But look at this. Have any of you guys tried this? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Okay, metal wand. Is there even any product on here? I can't tell. Oh yeah, okay. Interesting. It's very soft. All right, let's try the Hamish one on the other eye. This one's kind of just okay, I think. Or you know what it's like testing out new mascaras. Sometimes they don't get good until like a week later. So now let's try out the Kill Lash. Okay, this brush is grippy. I think this one might be my favorite of the 3. But my first impression, I'm not like blown away. Because I have a couple of my favorites right now that I'm really enjoying. What do you guys think? Alright, so I just popped on a half lash just to give this eye look a little bit something extra. And for powder blush options, we actually have a few. I've had these for quite a while, but I've actually never tried them. So I thought we could swatch them together and choose a shade. This one is from Misha, the same brand as the powder contour. And this is the shade Mandarin Aid, I think. It's super pale. It's very soft and buttery. This probably won't even do much or show up on what we have going on already. But that's actually kind of interesting. I need to leave this out and test this out on its own sometime. Next is from the same brand, Misha. This is ballet shoes. Oh, weird. This one isn't as soft. It's still soft, but not as velvety buttery as the previous shade. Another super light one. I'm not sure what I was thinking way back when I ordered these guys. And then the third one in the same brand, this one's called Vintage Robe. This might be a contender for today. It's a little bit deeper in pigment. But also kind of super pinky. Next, we have a couple of options from Pore. This one is the shade Milky Peach. It's kind of cute. I don't know if you guys can see the embossing, but it says, "It's okay, you already shine." All right, but this looks like it's going to be another super light one. Wow, that is milky. I'm just curious, like, who does this show up on? I guess there are some people that this would show up on. And the other one is in the shade Yakwa Brown. Yakwa Brown. Interesting. This one says, "You deserve a sweet smile." Just in comparison to the first three that I shared with you guys, these ones are a little bit more hard pressed. That's actually a really pretty tone. And then the last option we have is from Etude. It's the Lovely Cookie blusher in the shade Ginger Honey Cookie. It's so cute. It comes with its own tiny little puff. That's so cute, but I won't use this. Oh, and yes, I have not used this. Has the plastic on it still. Okay, so let's swatch this one. The last two shades are kind of similar, hey? But I actually think for today, we're gonna go with this one. All right, so Pore in Yakwa Brown, BK Beauty 112. This I like. Let's try and mask what's going on up in this temple area. But I quite like this. What do you guys think? What a pretty soft blush. I'm quite happy with that. Before we move on to lips, let's set the face. This one I've had for a while and I do like it. It's the TIRTIR Mask Fit Makeup Fixer, Long Lasting Blurring Effect Moist Finish. I hate the word moist. But in the summer, I got the waterproof version, and this is actually the one that I want to test out today. Let's see. It says, long-lasting, waterproof, hard fixing. Okay, let's see how it sprays. Okay, seems pretty fine. Yes. It is fine, and it has a bit of a scent, just slight. For lip liners, I got two new options. This one is the Holika Mellow Blurring Lip Pencil in the shade New Beige. And this one, it's from Clio. It's a velvet lip pencil in the shade Peach Beige. I think this comes with a sharpener, but let's open them up. Oh, interesting. I had no idea that it was going to be this thick. It's a twist up. Okay, let's see. Oh, it feels nice though. That's the shade. New Beige. And this one actually comes with a little brush on the end, I guess to blur out the lip liner. So yes, the Clio one comes with a sharpener. And the pencil looks like more of your traditional lip liner pencil. It's wooden, sharpenable, obviously because it came with a sharpener. And this is what it looks like. Ooh, I can't decide. You know what? Let's test them both out. This one is the Holika Holika lip blurring one. Or sorry, mellow blurring. This is more like a lip crayon, I would say. I just went ahead and put it all over my lips. I like this shade because you know me, I love a nude lip. That's kind of pretty. What do you guys think? Alright, so for actual lip products, I have a few. None of them are new to me. Can't remember if I've tried them all, but I thought we'd swatch them and then choose one to finish up this look with. Alright, so first up, this is the Pore Ink Velvet in shade 17, I think. Then we have the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm, Berry and Berry. Then we have 3 shades of the Glasting Melting Balm by rom&and. I think that's how you say it. First up, this is Kaya Fig, Scotch Nude, and Nougat Sand. Okay, so like I said, I haven't worn these in quite a long time, but to my memory, I think the reason why I didn't wear them more often is they're on the stickier side. Like, sticky. And then also from rom&and, we have the Glasting Color Gloss, and of all of the lip options, these ones are my favorite formula. This shade is called Nutty Vague. And then this one is actually my favorite. It is called Dim Mauve. Okay, so back to the Clio lip liner in the shade Peach Beige. So this lip liner went on kind of like on the drier side, but not in a bad way. Maybe that means it'll have staying power. And then with this lip liner, maybe we'll go with the Nutty Vague option. Yes, that was the right call, I think. This gloss is just so comfortable on the lips. I feel like it's like the perfect balance of like, it's not goopy, but it's substantial. Not super thick though, but it's also not thin. What do you guys think? Okay, so there we have it. Here's the final look. Let me know what you guys think. Even though the shades of the foundation threw me off in the beginning, I feel like where we're at the end is pretty good. I like the finish on my face, so whether that's a combination of the foundation with the setting powder, but I feel like it hasn't settled into my fine lines. The contour is obviously like not a favorite of mine, but it absolutely worked out better than I thought it was going to. The blushes impressed me. The INNISFREE one topped off with this Peri Para powder one in the interesting name of Yak Gua Brown. I quite like the way my cheeks are looking. The Kaja trios are always a good option for travel. Nice for me when I want to do a softer eye look. The eyeliner did not impress me. It did a decent job, and actually when I tried to scrub it off, when I swatched it on my hand, it did take a bit of scrubbing action. So I do feel like it'll be long wearing, but it was the application that I had issues with. It was tugging a bit and a bit on the drier side, like it didn't glide on easily or smoothly. And also the mascaras didn't really impress me. But again, the mascaras I will use again, because for me, usually I like the mascara after about a week or after some air has gotten inside. The setting spray, a lot like the original Mask Fit one that I've already tried and used and love. I feel like I'm going to love this one too, especially if it is going to be waterproof. I'm just curious to see how this makeup holds up with my oily skin. But the main thing about the setting spray that I wanted to point out is that even though when I sprayed it on, of course, my face felt wet, but it didn't change like the finish of my makeup. It kind of just like kept it looking exactly how it was, which is what I appreciate. All of the skincare products that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I love them all. None of them are new to me for this video. I wish I could have found a K-Beauty highlighter, but I don't think they do that. They do more of like just straight glitter things or shimmers, but actually I think this makeup look came together beautifully, and I actually love it way more than I thought I would. I'd like to test out the concealer some more, but I think that's a hit too. Like I said, I'm very happy with my complexion. I'm very happy with, well, actually, no, I'm happy with everything. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm happy with what I'm looking like right now. Let me know what your thoughts are. And now we've come to the end of this video. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to explore K-Beauty with me. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, or if it's nighttime for you, I hope you get a good night's rest. I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, ha, ha.